because I wanted to start off with how you feeling, Ant? How's your week been? But nah, you was a dick. So we going straight into the hard shit.
I was a dick.
Pause.
What was I dick?
Pause. When you did all that shit about the visors, bro, I didn't appreciate it, bro, because I'm literally anti-visor, and you threw that shit all in my face.
I was just trying to promote my shit, bro. You gonna Corey Holcomb?
What's it? I Corey Holcomb you? Are you selling? Wait. Are you saying that in this podcast? No. We gotta figure that shit out right now. In this podcast, I'm Corey Holcomb and you Zoe, is what you're saying.
All I'm saying is...
It's what you're saying, because I'm about to knock you out, which is a very Holcomb thing to say. I'm about to fight you.
Listen, can we move forward amicably?
No, because I'm Corey Holcomb. I'm mad as shit, bro. Anyway, so, alright, guys. And how are you doing this week, man?
I'm decent, man. I'm pretty decent. We got a new president and shit.
We do have a new president as of today. As of like literally hours ago, we have a new president.
My vice president is black and has a vagina. I'm with that.
It's fine. It's very fine. You know she half Jamaican and half South Asian, right?
I mean...
But here's the thing. If you're an immigrant of a Jamaican, you're black. If you're in America and you're an immigrant of a Jamaican, you're black.
Whatever blackness you get in you feel me?
Facts. I wish she felt the same. We'll get there.
Hey,
we will get there.
Yes, let's go.
Kamala Harris is a beautiful woman. As I said drunkenly last episode, like, she's beautiful. That's all I said, because that's the only thing I can muster up to say. But we'll get there. I had a great week. I did a lot of shit. You guys are gonna see this soon. JIR merch coming soon. Been doing a lot of work there. But I had a great week, man. We've been should we tell them technically what's happening, like personally? Like me and Anna are moving, we moving away from each other, man.
Yeah.
This is my roommate for like a year and a half, and like we getting that together, and we're trying to figure out how to keep the show still moving the way it do, a better way of how to do, because we have not been moving because we've been so focused on all the shit we got personally going up that we had to take that break.
And we're just we're working it out, definitely 100%. But like I said, I got faith in us because. Yeah. One of these episodes we put out across the country, so across the city shouldn't be. Yeah,
you was definitely across the country. When we put out episode 3, that man was definitely in a whole other country, and we figured it out. So we'll figure it out. I'm only moving 60 blocks away probably, but we'll figure it out. Did that shit just change colors?
It did because it's on the timer. And I can't change it back, so that's just gonna slowly dim.
Whatever.
Hey, that's our timer.
Keep that in there.
That's our timer.
Anyway, but all right. So let's start off with the word rotation.
Word rotation.
You heard me. Say it like I did. I didn't say don't worry about the car X, man. I didn't say that shit.
What you say?
What I said was
oh, okay, I got
you. It took a little longer, but you did it. I'm happy with that.
It's because I got glasses.
Cool. All right. So, I'm just gonna hand you this tablet, and you can see your word. Because I don't feel like doing it. So, this person, Gilbert Daz, lifelong learner, right here. This is your word. We'll put it up on the board for y'all. So what we're going to do is word rotation. I'm going to give him a word and a definition at the top of the episode. And he has to use it before we end the episode. If he doesn't, then we pick a punishment for Ant. What do y'all feel like the punishment should be this time? Because what I feel like is Ant is a person from poverty, but he's doing so well for himself, we should remind him what poverty feel like. I think you should eat a ketchup and pickle sandwich. And I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it good though. But it's gonna be a lot of ketchup, and I hate ketchup. So you know that it means it's nasty to me.
Okay.
You holding that too long?
So this word, okay. So
I'm gonna send it to you.
No, right. Okay. But
I'm gonna send it to
you.
Should
I say the word? Should I say the word?
Oh, matter of fact, yeah, you should say. You should definitely say the word.
Okay, right. So
you should
the
definitely
word
say the word.
The word is spectrophotoplorimetrically. And it means measuring the relative intensities of light in different parts of the spectrum.
All you have to literally do is talk about the lights we use on the show. I'm sorry I helped you out with the first one. Next one, it will not be that sweet. Because this is an ant thing. This is an ant thing. I ain't doing this because I don't want y'all to look at me a certain way because my vocabulary is, like, my vernacular is really good right now. And I don't want to put that in jeopardy. I can't. But Ed can. So he got to do it. I'll do a different game. We'll figure out a different game for me. Matter of fact, chat, can y'all put that in the comments? Let me know as a game that y'all like. They gonna say a bunch of disrespectful shit like, tell Speedy, don't be drunk for an episode. How about we start there? And then, all right. Anyway. Let's start. Let's go with new news, y'all.
New
news. So, CD Projekt Red issued an apology a week and a half ago. Since then, there's been people coming out of the woodwork, people that have worked for CD Projekt Red on Cyberpunk 2077, and like I don't know the validity of these things, but these are just the things that I've consumed. So we're just going to talk about them. However, they're saying shit along the lines of that preview video we saw years ago that made us invest in wanting Cyberpunk. People that work for CD Projekt Red are saying that was a fake.
Like so like the Killzone situation with the PS4 or whatever, like, or the PS3. Remember when?
Something like that, right? Something like that. It's something definitely like that. Yeah. But this is like. But when I'm thinking about it, I'm lining it up in my head. And I'm like, okay. So when they announced it, because the time they're giving us, it's like when they announced it, that's when that was happening. When Keanu Reeves came out, they were showing us real footage. That was 2 years later. That was like what, 3 years ago? 3 years ago when Keanu Reeves came out at the video game awards. Yeah. So that's probably that's 2018, I think.
Yeah, I think it was around 2018.
So that means 2000 2 years before, what was it, 2015 or something? When CD Projekt Red first, it was definitely right on the heels of Witcher 3. And then they come out with this, they're like, hey, that's our new game, look at it. Here's some gameplay. Gameplay wasn't gameplay, is what people that work for them are saying. Yeah. At this point, are we at a place where it's too late to save Cyberpunk?
I don't think so at all, because if you look at, so they released that timeline in the apology video, which I thought was funny because there was no dates on it besides the years.
No, it's months. It was months. Hey, around here we'll do this.
It wasn't even months on there. It was just like
it wasn't.
It was like dots on the timeline.
it was like, hey, you gotta really zoom in on the pixels to know what month we talking about.
But the way they supported The Witcher, I feel good about how they're gonna do the same thing for Cyberpunk, because they did a good job with The Witcher. In fact, they put a lot of free DLC out that was really good, Mm-hmm. So I think people just get too upset and in their feelings in the moment or whatever. Just be patient.
Is it one of those things where people nowadays are just too entitled?
I feel 100%.
Okay. 100%. Yeah. I feel that too. I think that with how they went about, it's definitely wrong how CD Projekt Red went about their shit. However, I do think that this being a straight developer and you know what I'm saying, publisher, making their own shit, putting their own shit out, just trust them, give them a little leeway. I do think that at the end of this year, I think Cyberpunk will be one of the biggest games played this year.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
100%.
Right,
once everything gets fixed, 100%. You gotta think about it, like,
because people are gonna get reviews are gonna pour in, like telling you come back to Cyberpunk. This shit busting,
right?
Which it was busting for me in your playthrough.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing, and like I said, like as far as bugs wise, like I don't know the PlayStation 4 experience, right? But like,
yeah, right.
As far as bugs wise, like
motherfuckers did not do that shit.
No, 100%. But like motherfuckers will go ham about a Bethesda game, right?
Facts.
And like it'll be the same type of bugs, just like crazy shit happen. Like I haven't experienced any bug that was like more like game breaking.
That's some shit that you never experienced before.
Like something that I wouldn't see in a Bethesda game early release. You know?
See, here's my thing, because it like and you could testify to this. It took you to pull me into Bethesda. I wasn't a Bethesda dude. I hated the Fallout game. Like they were just boring to me. But they had a lot of content there and a lot of things done right as far as gameplay,
right? Which
made perfect sense. But like Cyberpunk is one of them things where no, this looks way more dynamic.
Right.
It looks better, but it don't run as good as, you know, a Fallout 4 did or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
So for me, it was just one of them things where I prefer the flashiness of how this looks as having a strong game, like a Fallout. The last couple Fallouts, where you know you see me, I tried to play them, I just can't get into them. You know what I'm saying? But like Cyberpunk, like, bro, I fell into that game and gladly glitches and all first day PC shit. Let me back in.
Exactly.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like we talked about how we both got lost in Night City.
Exactly. But on that, like just relating it back, like no more bugs. Like no bugs any different than it would be a Bethesda game. You know?
It wouldn't have been fair had they came out with no bugs. It wouldn't have been fair.
And then exactly.
If they would have swept last
100%,
year.
100%.
If they came, because you could still be like, you could still say like, okay, well, it's too much to do. Like you hearing all these complaints that we watching like people like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like. It's so much to do. Like once I was done with the title credit scene, it was so much spots on the map.
All that was on the map in the beginning. You feel me? It's like,
well, yeah, you just couldn't see the shit outside of that shit,
right, exactly,
because you know you're cut off in that first until you get to the title screen. But even after that, that's just like okay. So everything I was capable of doing within this space is capable in every neighborhood outside this space. Right. It wasn't hard to figure out that was happening.
Right. It was a nice introduction to the game. But let's move on from CD Projekt Red, bro.
We can. We can. I was gonna do that too. Because still in new news, we got to talk about some other shit. We have a lot of political things to talk about in new news today.
Because a lot of new news happened.
We going from Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion relief plan. That is hefty. It's necessary, but it's hefty.
Yeah.
Also, his inauguration was today. We just saw him get sworn in today. Him, Kamala Harris. We gotta talk about. Oh my God! I want to give it up to the Powerpuff Girls. Michelle Obama, Kamala Harris, and then fucking Dr. Jill Biden. Boy, them niggas just like the goddamn Powerpuff Girls, and they smoked it though. Like I'm not heating them.
No, 100%.
They smoked, bro. Because you saw Michelle, and you saw Kamala, and you was like, oh my God. And you was like, the black woman killing it. I hope this white woman don't ruin it. Jill Biden got out the car in that baby blue, and I was like, nigga, we had a trifecta. They all called each other and was like, what you wearing, bitch? Well, I got a little something here. Like that. That's what we talking about, though. You feel me? And like I liked it because Joe got out his car. And like, here's the thing, like I think we have to remember, what I'm saying, we voted for this nigga for a reason. We voted for this nigga more so about what the other nigga was doing. But Joe Biden also has the most experience of any presidential candidate ever.
Let's talk about
That's
that.
crazy.
Let's talk about that.
We should talk about that.
He was the youngest senator. Senator, right?
Mm-hmm.
And today he became the oldest
50
president.
years he spent in politics. He spent
that is a long
50 of them bitches. Now, mind you, we can look because like we would be saying the same thing about Bernie. Right? We'd be saying the same thing about Bernie if we elected Bernie.
This is true.
We would.
He'd be
the
same. He'd be the oldest president. Was he older than?
It's Bernie. Bernie gotta be older than Joe Biden.
I don't know.
I don't want to look it up. I don't even want to look it up, but I'm gonna look it up.
But yeah.
Because
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden's 79.
Yeah, that's up there.
Yeah, he's 79. Nope, him and Bernie the same year.
Right, so
they're both same age.
Right.
So it would have been the same exact thing.
But here's the thing. Bernie Sanders wasn't the youngest Swiss senator.
No, he wasn't.
That's pretty wild.
When he got in there though, he worked. But that's the thing though. Like here's my thing. Like my biggest thing about Bernie, a lot of black people say, I'm sorry, but like they talk about how he had all these policies back then on this thing that he signed on, got us damned here, got us jammed up here. Bernie Sanders is the only motherfucker that you could look at. Got a stellar record, like he ain't never did nothing that harmed black people. Like every other white person on earth has harmed black people in some way.
That's real.
Not Bernie.
That's real. But but look at his running mate. His running mate is Kamala Harris. You think he made up for it? Anything?
No, she hurt more niggas than he did. She hurt more niggas than he did. She just looks better than he do. So I forgive her.
So let me see this president. So how do you think this presidency is going to be in comparison to the last one? Like,
well, because here's the thing:
less overt racism, or
no. But what I think is that like the things that these people have done, the miles that these people have went to either lock up black people or pass legislation that has hurt black people as a whole. Like, we're not there right now. I do think that, there is definitely room open for them to pass some legislature for something else that has something sneaked in there that could hurt us, and they'll eat that shit like fuck it. I do think that's possible. But I think that the climate of where we are right now, I think that we're looking at years before they do something that really puts us off. I think we got 2 solid years of them just like fixing shit.
Right, fixing shit 100%.
But no, not even because
I can see that.
Not even. I'll give them a year of fixing shit. I give them a year because politicians they'll turn on you quick. I give them a year. They're gonna do for a year. They're gonna repair a lot of shit, and I do think they are. I do trust them on that. They coming in like his executive orders and shit like that.
Let's talk about that.
Joe Biden don't have a lot of time on this earth period left, and that's not me saying that against my president. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? We know how old he is. However, I do think that they gonna get some shit in and out of that motherfucker. They gonna pass some shit through that motherfucker. They have this is the first time we've had the power like this, like, you know what I'm saying? Our side of things. He's gonna pass as much shit before it changes. But let's talk about. We only got 2 years before that changes.
Let's talk about his executive orders. So one of his the first one that he signed was masks, right? Masks, federally mandated. Federally mandated masks. You know what I'm saying? Right. In federal areas. So like
should have happened immediately.
But think about that. It's when you're what's that? Highways are federal, right? So when you're on the interstate, that means that when you're driving on the interstate, you have to wear a mask.
No. Federally mandated means that
when you enter in these areas, when you enter
no. But it's not federal areas. What it is in these places that people congregate, I can put a mask mandate on. Now, granted, does that mean that when you go, if you're living in a place in which you can go to you can go get a massage and shit, you can take off your mask and shit. That's still a personal service, all that shit.
No,
what it means is that in every Walmart in the country, your white ass has to wear a fucking mask.
Not necessarily a Walmart, because a Walmart isn't a federal like place, right? I'm thinking about public spaces, right? Like on the street is a public federal place, is it not?
Technically, but no. But here's the thing: like there will be things attached to this mandate as far as what it entails. It won't just be like, hey, y'all gotta wear a mask all the time, and then y'all gotta figure it out. No, it's gonna be shit. It's gonna be shit attached to that. But here's the thing. No, because the thing is, you don't, because you wear your mask in places now when you're supposed to.
But I wear it in places, right? If I'm on the street, I definitely don't have my mask on, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't need to, if you walk in that street. My thing is especially like if I'm up north. I wear my mask is, I'm wearing a chin diaper if I'm not wearing, if I'm not if I don't look like Scorpion, bro, if I don't look like Scorpion, then I look like Stan in South Park wearing the chin diaper, bro. That's me. Like literally, I only pull it down if I'm smoking, bro. I swear to God, the mask is right here. The mask is right here. I'm literally like, it looked like the mask is trying to cut my cigarette in half all the time.
I was furniture shopping and drinking like a Red Bull, and I just had to pull it down every time. Then
quick.
After I realized, I was like, oh man, I just really don't have it on because I was drinking my Red Bull and I just never put it back up. You feel me? So it's like, it's tough. It's tough.
I don't think that shit that mask mandate, you don't have anything to worry about.
No, I don't. No,
it's literally to have the people that's like, and then all them YouTube videos.
But if a motherfucker come up to me like when I'm walking down on the street, I'm gonna feel the type of way. Like I'm not gonna lie. If I'm on the street and the motherfucker's like, put your mask on, and there's nobody around me, you feel me? I'm like, I'm gonna feel the type of way. Because usually I cover up. Like I had that bitch holstered on the chin, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway.
That's not that though. That's not that though. It's not that though. Anyway, yeah.
What was the next mandate? The next mandate, it was 3 that
it was 3. The other one, he did a mask mandate, a racial equality mandate, which I have no idea what the fuck that means.
It was like
but we ain't got too much time to talk about it. But I don't know what those mandates mean, but we'll talk about them next week when we sit there and watch people apply these to life. But no, it's that's pretty much what it was. It was as far as the shit he did, because we got that in the shit where talking about Biden's orders and then Trump's executive orders, which Biden dropped 3 tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Executive orders.
Not 3.
Not 3.
I'm about to say
3 notables. 3 notables.
That was the first thing we saw. We saw the first thing.
That's what it was. It was immigration. It was racial inequality. It was It was immigration. It was fucking mass mandate, and I think racial inequality, or it was one more.
It was definitely something having to do with racial inequality, and it was some keywords in there, bro. Yeah,
but that's what I think. I think the racial inequality one might have been the him getting that, because that's one of the things he's doing in the first couple of days, getting that immigration, that bullshit immigration ass shit out of here.
Right, that Muslim ban. I think it was something to do with that.
No matter how. So that stack that Joe Biden had next
to it was like 20 mandates.
It was like 20 mandates. 20 mandates, cool. Trump sent out 140 of them shits.
Right, 70 and then 70.
70 pardons and 70 what's the name?
Well, what's the term for it? Because they weren't necessarily pardons. They were
they were fucking God damn it.
Yeah,
I forget. But Jesus Christ.
70 more, pretty much, just like, hey, we acknowledge that this man
143. That's what it was. 143. 140 fucking 3.
Basically, hey, a couple notables, a couple people you recognize.
A couple notables. He let Bannon out. He let Bannon out.
If you don't know, who is Bannon?
Steve Bannon, that was his chief of staff. Was Bannon his chief of staff or his chief of press? I think it might have been his chief of press. But either way, thank you for putting me on the spot. I don't know. I don't know. No. Bannon was chief of something, but the notables that we care about here is the fact that he didn't let Bobby Smurder or goddamn Joe Exotic out, but he let Lil Wayne and Kodak Black off. He let every rapper from New Orleans that was locked up, he let them off. Not only that, you know what he did that was big? Now, I was thinking like, Trump gonna go for headlines. He gonna really go for how black people think. Like, he gonna let Larry Hoover out or some shit. Right? This nigga let Harry R., the co-founder of Death Row Records. Mind you, Suge Knight is still in jail right now. He let the other nigga out. I just feel like, all right, so I feel like, and here's the thing. I don't want to say we have to blame Kim K, but how the fuck did he get knowledge that he should let Kodak Black out if it wasn't Kim? I just don't know. Obviously, did Kodak? He's the president. He gets a lot of intel.
Didn't Kodak say some like pro-Trump shit though? I believe Kodak.
I wouldn't. No. Kodak pleaded to get pardoned. I think is what happened.
Oh,
I think he said some shit to Trump. Was like, "Come on, man. I know you got them pardons coming up. Come on, man. I ain't do shit."
Word is that
so and but here's the thing, like about it, like a lot, and it took women to point this out to me on Twitter. Like it took Black Twitter. Shout out Black Twitter because they give me all the information I ever will need. But the thing about it is that it's still because I wasn't thinking about this because I wasn't thinking about the Kodak shit. I was thinking about the Lil Wayne shit, and then people was like, "Well, it's still Trump letting off Kodak Black, so that's a rapist writing a pardon for another rapist." And I was like, "Ooh,
makes sense.
That's true. It's a fact. It's a fucking fact." And that's what niggas do all day, right? Niggas like, "Yeah, I'll rape. I'll get them off." Like the niggas do that shit.
So I understand you, guy.
Yeah, I understand. Hey, man, we had a night, right? Like, come on. But at the same time, like Trump did it. And here's the thing, though. I think the thing that's really interesting about Trump's pardons is that people were figuring out, and this is something me and you figured out. Like, people were thinking, like 2 weeks ago, they called him, like, Trump's gonna call pardons for him and his family. He didn't do that. He didn't call not a single pardon for him or anybody related to him. He called him for all these figures that, like, it's a bunch of figures on the far right and shit.
Well, yeah.
It's like them that shit would get them juiced. 100%. Here's a couple rappers that like the thing is, like, no matter what, he knew for a fact that, like, if Lil Pump was in jail, he would have let him out too. You already know. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Lil Wayne and Kodak, like, he has enough evidence probably collected by his people where he knows this will benefit me later if I gotta pull this out my ass. You feel me? But I think the thing that we gotta watch is his Bannon and his lead fundraiser. Trump's lead fundraiser.
Why you say we gotta watch them?
Well, I'm saying, like, watch shit like that. And also just watch the moves that Trump made. Because me and you talked about this earlier today as far as, like, why did Trump make that move? Why was Trump like, all right, I'll release these people. And then as soon as he was left off of it and he didn't get himself on there, we was like, what's to that? What's to that? And then we recognized once he got rid of his own executive order stopping people from being able to work for different governments and different agencies after you get out of position of office. He got rid of that, which means that he might have a loophole for him to hop through that bitch, go somewhere else, or work for another agency that can protect him now that he doesn't have the protection of being the president of the United States.
Right, you think he can loophole his way into leadership into another country?
Trump has loopholed his way into every single thing. Okay. Do I think he could do loopholes? That's the one thing I'm confident he could do.
What country is looking good for
I don't think it's a country. I think we should be looking at agencies.
Interesting.
Because that can go in between countries. So, I don't have it for you. I don't have it for you.
You mean like You mean like a? No, this is interesting, right? But this is a very interesting concept because, like, you don't necessarily need a country to operate in as long as you have a people that follow you. That's how a lot of religion.
Bro, if I was Victor Von Doom, I'd be doing the same shit he doing.
All you need is a following. You feel me? You could be on some Fight Club shit. You feel me? Have a whole terrorist organization, bro, which literally
that nigga had a whole terrorist organization and did not know he ran it until the end of the movie. What are we talking about?
Right. So at the end of the movie, he loses the presidency, but gains this army. Right.
At the end of the movie, he blows up all the banks to start everybody back at zero.
Not yet.
Which Trump almost started to do. No. Except now he was like, I'm going to build the banks up. I'm going to hide him thinking I'm going to blow it up.
His worth is in banks.
No. He literally had people thinking that's what he was on because he's like, oh man, he's the different one. He's different. He's not a politician. We sent him into the door. Like literally, we are in a place where last presidency, we threw somebody in there that like we thought was gonna shake shit up because he ain't a politician. Now we threw up the most traditional politician. Period. The only reason, like I told you, the only reason I voted for Joe Biden was because when he was fucking with Obama, is that he was fired with foreign policy, and nigga, we gonna need some foreign policy after the 4 years Trump did. So that's why I was happy. That's the only reason I'm like, yeah, Joe Biden will do. But that's what we at. But at the same time,
right? It's the lesser of two evils, right?
Lesser of two evils. I didn't smoke none of my joints. I ain't lit no
joint, bro.
We do have to move on. We do have to move on. All right. Also, actually, fuck new news. Let's go to watch rotation.
We done.
Let's go to watch rotation. Can y'all have your lighter? Damn, you see me looking for a lighter. You bogus as hell.
I got two over here.
So in the watch rotation this week, y'all, Ant actually have a job. He got to, you know what I'm saying, teach and shit. I got the watch rotation this week. I figured out what y'all need to watch. So we got a couple things that came out this week. So first, we had One Night in Miami, which is Amazon Prime, directed by Regina King. One Night in Miami is about a fictional night if Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, Sam Cooke, and Malcolm X all met up in Miami the night that Muhammad Ali became the world champ of the world, as Cassius Clay. That is a good movie. That is a movie that I would recommend over anybody that talked to me and was like, yo, I'm about to watch Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I'll be like, don't watch. I'm the only nigga that hate that movie. My dad was mad at me that I hated that movie. I was like, I don't like it. He's like, that's Chadwick Boseman last role. I was like, see how I ain't say nothing because I'm smart. But I didn't like that movie. I didn't like how it was set up. Like, Denzel has done better directing than that. However, this one, though, it's one of the movies where it's like, you get a lot of, they do a lot of historical references. It's not necessarily like if you're a person that's going to nitpick and watch it like, Malcolm X would have never said that. Don't watch it. But if you willing to hop into some fantastical, historical, at the same time shit, please watch One Night in Miami. It's on Amazon Prime. Like I said, it's directed by Regina King. Come on. We gotta support that lady. This is her third directed movie, I think, and her second one won an award. So stop. Also, on Netflix, we got the Night Stalker documentary and the Crack documentary. On HBO, Lockdown is out right now with what's Buddy? What's Buddy from 12 Years a Slave name? Exactly.
Chinua, no, that's
exactly. So you know what I'm gonna do? And name him
Edgeo4. That's his last name.
You know what I'm gonna do?
Edgeo4.
It's a movie starring him.
You know what I was gonna say?
Because I'm not gonna pronounce no white woman name right when I can't pronounce his. So, but Lockdown is on HBO Max. Great movie. Also, I'm telling y'all this because y'all don't do the same shit I did. Because I spent $15 to buy fucking King of Staten Island. And King of Staten Island is out for free on HBO Max this week.
Matter of fact,
I paid for that shit last week, bro. And watched it. Was happy.
That shit trash, bro.
You a liar.
I watched that shit.
That shit fire. Anyway, support that light skinned or white man. I don't know what the fuck Pete Davis is. But also, The High Note is out on HBO Max right now. The High Note, if you didn't see it last year, that's the movie where pretty much Tracy Ellis Ross plays her mom. That's all it is. With some white people around her. And Ice Cube. Ice Cube plays whatever abusive manager Diana Ross ever had. And then Tracy Ellis Ross plays Diana Ross. That's what that movie is. And then, yeah. Oh, that's it. That's the whole list. Yeah. Like I said, make sure y'all watch Crack and Night Stalker on Netflix too. Two great ass documentaries. I never knew somebody killed that many people in fucking like 160 days. In 1 year, I never seen a nigga kill that many people, bro. I mean, you have, but nah. Not explain like how this is like. Night Stalker documentary was fire, bro. Yeah, that nigga was doing too much, bro. Like it was bad. Anyway, after that though, how do we just light our first ones now? Do it even matter no more? It's the end of the episode, bro. We're at the end of the episode.
This your first one. It's definitely my second joint.
Yeah, I just let mine. That's cool with me though. Anyway, how you feeling, man? What's our last joints of the day? How about that? What's your last joint of the day? You gotta put that joint in the air. You gotta tell people. Y'all niggas think to eat more broccoli. You feel me? Like what's your last joint?
My joint is check your neighborhood, white person. Just this year, you know what I'm saying? It's a state of emergency, low key. Like I understand it's a new person in office, but like as we've talked about earlier, the last president has like a regime. So just like check your neighborhood, white person, man. Make sure for terrorist activity.
Still stay strapped. Stay strapped. Stay dangerous. Is friend of the show Angel Davenport likes to say. Yeah. Protect yourselves, man. We can ask at the same time. You scared? You scared about COVID? Anyway, no. My last joint of the day is Joe Biden. Look at me when I'm talking. Joe. We ain't vote for you for the reasons you think we did. We came and saved you. Show me some legislator that makes us feel it in the immediate. I don't think Joe Biden is gonna make my niggas feel okay. Most of them was like, we have a goal and we did it. Now we gotta remember, don't let up. We still have to vote. We still have to be very vocal. We still have to be very observant. compatible. This is for Joe. Don't play with me. I need $2,000 in my account by the month. No, for real though, my last joint of the day. Stop rapping on Doom beats. Can y'all just not rap on Doom beats? How about that? That's my last joint of the day. Don't rap on Doom beats. Stupid. You're dumb. You won't sound like him. You won't pay him homage. You'll just desecrate his name. Idiot.
On that note, the light tells me spectrophotophotofluorometrically. That's about time to go. So, I was gonna work it in there. I was gonna work it in there.
Chat, I forgot.
It's a little dimmer than it was earlier, in case you forgot the definition.
But
floral.
Spectrophotophluorometric. He killed that shit, didn't he? Alright, y'all, man. Hey, that's your rotation. We'll see y'all in the next round. Peace.